You know what? Pumpkin pie is a must-have at Halloween. And the reason I think this is because it's got that mix of cinnamon and nutmeg and it just tastes like autumn. Today I got my yearly request for pumpkin pie and fresh cream, so that's what I'm going to do with this very large pumpkin. I'm going to make pumpkin pie. To use this pumpkin to make the pie, I'm going to have to cut it open. I'll only need to use half of this pumpkin and I'm going to remove all the pulp and seeds. I'll cut this half of the pumpkin into 4 and then I'll turn it over on the tray, skin facing up, and I'll place it into the oven to cook. Once I have the pumpkin cooked, I'm going to remove all the flesh and then I'm going to place it into my blender so that I can puree it. Now I'm going to mix my sugar, my salt, my nutmeg and my cinnamon in my bowl. And to this I will mix in my beaten eggs, my melted butter and my milk. I will stir these all together and then I will mix this into my puree. To make my short crust pastry, I'm going to sift my flour into the bowl. I'll add my butter and then I'll rub this with my fingertips until I get a breadcrumb-like texture. I'll now add in my milk bit by bit to the breadcrumb-like texture to create the dough that I need for my short crust pastry. This dough will now need to be placed into cling film and I'm going to put it into the fridge for 20 minutes. I've removed the dough now from the fridge and I'm ready to roll it out and place it in my pumpkin pie dish. I'll cut the excess pastry away from the side of the pie dish. I'm going to need to place a sheet of parchment over my pastry, and to this I will add my baking beans so that my pastry stays in place while it's cooking for 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes is up in the oven, I will remove the baking beans from on top of my pastry. I'll pour the pumpkin puree into my pastry base and I will return it to the oven for another 25 minutes. I will remove the pumpkin pie from the oven once it is lightly brown. The pumpkin pie is now cooked and as you can see, it's ready for eating with a fresh dollop of cream on top.